Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm live. I'm live. Okay. Hi. Good morning, people. Hi, Tinglish. How you doing? Just see who's around. Hey, did I not? Oh, I did not set up the automatic thing. Let me go and that's annoying. That's great, Tinglish. I'm glad that you got that sorted out. Hold on. Um, share this stream. Oh. Let's just open up the default thing and I can. I am live. Sticks. Okay. Oh, we have the crown thing too, huh? That's a little bit wild. Let's see how many people show up now that I actually have announced it. Uh, Usually I have an automated um, social media share set up to remind people an hour beforehand. But for some reason, I forgot to do it. I'm not doing well today. I am, my house does not have air conditioning, so been a little bit crazy. Okay, so let's switch over. We did a poll. So I had a poll up on the Patreon. We had 3 different options for that's well, it's hotter than that here, I think. Um so we had 3 different options for the accusative of withe, right? Withe, which becomes all of these things. And we had the oblique, um, or the locative forms, or an option to do both the oblique and the locative forms. But the winner of the poll was just to use the locative, and I kind of do like the locative forms. They show, it's unique to each dialect. Um, uh, and also they're like short forms mostly. I could see these even being further shortened by deleting the first syllable. So instead of yisha, yisha, you could just go with sha, right? In a lot of cases, and that might be something that I said do sort of poetically, right? In fact, let's actually put that into the notes. So, and this should be closed now. Why did it? Okay, I did not. I did not intend for this to. So I did not intend for this to be still going. Maybe that's why I didn't get a whole lot of votes. But so we've got that. Let's go ahead and alter the notes to reflect that. So we don't need these other tables. That's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually preserve that. Why is that not showing up as... Hey, what? That was weird. And so we're going to say... So these will be the same. However, we'll say that for any of these other forms, except for in night, because night is conservative. Night likes to keep those things. But any of the others, the first syllable is optional. And that gives me a tool to use poetically if I need to delete a syllable or have an extra syllable. I can choose which demonstrative to use, which is different from the article, because I think the article does not have that freedom. The articles don't have that freedom because they're all single syllable. So, I mean, I already have a tool of whether I use the demonstrative or the article, right? And I can't like lop off these because this is the plural marking. Unless I mean, I could. Could just be kshp, kshp, kshap, shap, right? I could think about... Because that would be actually enough difference. Right? That's a thing you do irregularly. Not here, though, because we have class information that we can't lose, really. We could take off the first syllable sometimes, but I think we'll maybe leave that. Conjugate for mood only? Yeah, you could do that. So what you're meaning is that only moods are marked on the verb. I don't know. I don't know if I know of a language that does that. If anyone has an anadu for that, let me know. There's no infinitive form. Oh, okay. Yeah, I often don't do infinitives. That works. I'm more interested in only marking mood on the verb because typically, if there's any marking on the verb, I expect either tense or aspect. So it's interesting to just do mood. Are you going to do, the question I would have is, are you going to have other constructions that convey tense or aspect information, like auxiliaries or something like that? Which I don't think you would. Yes. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting because I usually think of mood as being more distant, so it would be interesting. But I would look up, and I'm gonna turn down my. Am I too loud? I see that I was peaking a little bit, so I turned down my gain. Um, yeah, okay. So Austronesian does mood and aspect. I have not heard of a language that just does mood, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. You can do whatever you want. Um, Now here we've got this. So we've gone through the demonstratives. Numerals are something I want to do soon-ish, but actually I want to go through back here, and I want to go to the possessive classifiers. Now, something important that I would like to something important I want to share is that these are this list is not necessarily exhaustive. And so it's very easy for a language to gain or lose classifiers like this. Um, why is the actual classifier not here? I'm very what happened here? Why am I I guess I must have because so here's the thing. These will all have the actual nouns will have a class suffix to distinguish them from the classifiers. And then we will figure that out. But these are going to be the base from which I build classifiers, right? So yeah, I think so. I'm going to take this chart and we're going to actually put this section right after the nouns. And this should be yeah, that's weird. I don't know why it's refusing to be okay. So what we're going to have is and let's go ahead and delete these two columns. Okay, so we're actually going to go back up here. And we're going to go and get to Lexergy. We're going to go and get middle fay open. And we are going to Yeah, we'll go ahead and have that in there. So clean. And what I'm doing here is I am simply making sure that everything has the right stuff. So duplicate tab, duplicate tab. Basically, slavification and all that. Now, day, on, dusk, and night. So we should be able to export these. Oh, I have an error. Syllabic tongue root? Schwa fortition. Wow, it's right at the end. So what I want to do is okay. Well, I guess we had a bug to deal with. Whoa, that shouldn't happen. That's weird. Why are we getting? I guess it doesn't matter, but you shouldn't be able to have double labelized things. That's weird as heck. Um, let's trace what happened here. Why are these happening? So it's right in the palatalization rule, right in the this rule. Um, so this is happening when a this has to be like a weird Lexergy thing. For some reason, it is treating the H as a separate thing. I don't think there's anything I can really do with that. They're just different things. So this is from a this is from. Let me go through them real quick. Um, you know, a lot of these, you know, so aperture is like the difference between plosives, stops and fricatives. I'm using it for stops. This is from a theory, a feature theory that I learned in grad school. I don't necessarily expect all conlangers to go by this. Maybe eventually I will get a video that explains it, but it's more advanced like theory stuff. And then nasality is just is you know what it is you know velum up or down, whether you have the nasal cavity involved. Coronal, you probably know that. So TC, that's tongue curl, and that refers to retroflexes, right? GW is glottal width, so that's I'm using it for aspiration. It can be aspiration or constriction, right? Um, Glottal tension, that's voicing. Um, Tongue thrust is front, like front versus back vowels. So I'm using it for front vowels. Tongue height, so which I use for high vowels. Tongue root, so that would be like advanced tongue root versus retracted tongue root. I'm using it for advanced tongue root here. And then other things are some things I did ad hoc, did like a low and a syllabic, which are not really part of that theory. Um, and I think these are tones. Yeah, but that's what those two letter things are. And I don't have time here to figure out to explain to you like the whole feature theory that I'm using, but maybe eventually that will be in a video. Um, it's a bit more advanced, so uh, okay, I'm just gonna like live with this and like let's do a fix. Um, it's I don't know if there's a specific name. So it would be dimensions and so what you would want to look up, a paper you would want to look up is and Avery and Idsardi. So this paper is what started it. So if you go look for like Avery and Idsardi distinctive features, you can probably find that, or find this paper, which this is only the laryngeal ones. But there is more to this that I learned from my so this is from 2001. There's more to it that I learned about that my professor put together. Eric Ramey did. Yeah, and so you can try to look that up by yourself. In fact, I encourage that. I'm going to say this. I have no idea if this is going to do what I want. Is there a dummy symbol that I can use in Lexergy so that I can have these attached to something? Maybe I just do a consonant. Okay, I have a question. Why is it not coloring the way that I expect? I'm just gonna try to put it in here. What? Oh, wait. There we go. Yeah, it's not doing the thing what I want it to do. Yeah. Yeah, I put consonant in the output here. But it doesn't know what to do with it. I just want it to fix these diacritics. But I don't think that I have a way to do that. So I'm just going to go on and I'll fix it by hand later. It's happening here too. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Because I'm doing the wrong thing. This is why it's not working. Okay, that fixed it. Chisha. We have Hu. Su. Tis. Tis gaf is. Is each. Diju. Diju. P. B. B. Bib. Bib. I like bib. Bib. Evie. And Pisse. Pisse. Pie. Pie. Swifu. Bu. Chiche. Gafa. Ise. Itui. Itui. Jizu. Jiju. Bubi. Evie. Here we have Pise. Pue. Sufu. Pue. Tisse. Gafa. Ise. Itue. Itue. Jiju. Jiju. Pi. Pi. Bue. 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 Eve. And over here we've got Isa, Pu, Swufu, Wu, Chisha, Gafa, Isa, Itue. Itue. I like this one. Jiju, Jiju, Ipi, Whoop, and Eve. Okay, so let's export these. And actually, I need to... What happened there? I need to have the chat open. And I need to... Good morning. How are you doing? Your hair all messy. Do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi to people? So... Hey, why are we not letting me get into cells? Hey, what are we doing here? Well, that's really annoying. Let's go and put this into Excel. I'm just gonna do a blank. What? What is going on? Why is it? This is what? Hi, Tico Tico. Okay, so what is... And then I'm going to go through...
Hello.
Hello. Why you give me a vase? Okay. So here we are. So this is day. We will work out this stuff in a little bit. Okay. Now Dawn export. Oh. Tree. Jiju. And need dusk. And night. Oh, now. Now we're going to go down here. What are you doing? And then let's go ahead and insert
I'll get one of them.
go back. And then this. And Okay, so now I have the information that I need to get into things. So yeah, so we have food. Yeah, we'll have edibles. Have this one. This one can probably just have not changed so much. It's also not changing much phonologically between the four, so that seems reasonable. Yeah, that's. Oh, come on. Let's say food, and we'll say food here. Okay. So okay. So these went kind of wild, right? And then why is it not letting me select? All right. Okay. So this was a lot to like set up, but we have some interesting things to consider here. So we want to see like what of these survive in different ones. I think that so one of the things I want to get into is like different dialects will do different things. I think everybody is going to so this is going to carry through to all of them. Right? I want that to be stable mainly. Can I change the orientation of a table? I'm just going to make that more readable for now. This is just like a note because like previously we had a lot of different things. So venomous creatures. What can we do with it? Oh dear. I want to have an interplay of what of these things become terms for weapons. Yeah, I think actually right. Dusk and night. Could try doing a paste transpose in Excel. Oh, we'll think about that. Um, so I want to have. I think we can do that here. They sort of all influence each other because these end up sounding very similar between different ones. However, so we can have this happen where actually no, I'm gonna have no, let's keep that happening. This also still means a venomous. But here we'd have a difference. And here this is still a large predator. Actually, let's say these actually did split here, and then we got the and then here what we got was, and this is going to be interesting, right? Because we're going to poison itself. This means poison itself here is in addition to poisonous plants and animals. And note here, right, because of the Q to P rule, these end up sounding very different between these. So what we could end up having in the Koine is we get this to mean poison and this to mean sword, halberd, whatever, right? I'm gonna say this weapon, and this ended up being blunt weapon in all three of these. Now this means that I think what we'll have is in the winter, in the night dialect, this got attached to weapons. This one got attached to weapons as well, but it's not, you know, a guarantee. Now, and then this one will let this remain stable. This is sort of an important one. But here, these by the possessor. So this is an important thing. It's things that you yourself or whoever is the possessor of the object actually made. Okay? So I think each one of these dialects chose one of these. And we'll just sort of like... Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let dice decide on this one. I've got a d6. I got a d6. Yeah, so... I have my phone. I can do dice cam. Hold on. I don't always have my phone. Oh, hey, I got a new patron. Patreon.com/Conlangery. Okay, so... Give me a second here to set this up. is it not working? Okay, so having a problem. Oh, okay. Hmm. Oh, I want to see. Okay, is it showing things? Okay, this is weird. Oh, okay. So that's weird. So it's actually sending it, but it's not showing me any kind of preview, which is weird. Okay. Okay, we're back. We got dice cam up. So what we're going to do, let's jump into the monitor. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 1d3. And so this is 1, 2, and 3. And we're just going to roll for each one. So dice cam. Rolling for day. So that would be the second one. And so day got this one. Then we will go to dawn and switch to dice. 2. So dawn gets this one. Right? And I hope you guys can see what's going on screen because it's a little bit. Let me see if I can. All right. It still has everything on there. So roll for dusk. 1. Dusk gets the same just by random chance as dawn. And then instead of rolling, just to be different, I'll just say that night did this one. And then after that, now we have to decide like what these other things could have shifted to if they still exist. And I think so. So these are. So I like itchy meaning like a smaller tool. like an awl or a needle or something, because it did mean needle before, right? Um, and this could be sort of a crafted item, since it means, since it came from clay. So I don't know if I want to, I was thinking to say artifact, but artifact in D&D means something different than what I'm meaning by artifact. Is just something that was made by somebody. So owned by, yeah. Owned by possessor. And actually this happened in all of them, which means the Night Fae think everybody else is just dumb. Because everybody else is using this classifier for for things that you just own, and they're like, no, this is the one you should use for stuff you made yourself, whereas everybody else is using something different for that. Yes, it does. And eventually I'm going to have to go back and assign classes and add the class suffix to that. The so Tinguish, that's a good question. These will all coexist. They may not still mean the same things that they meant before. And the other thing is that these all are lacking their class suffix. Stuff like log and pebble wouldn't have a class suffix anyway, and maybe they will mean something different. Maybe this will come to mean like rock or something. Maybe this will come to mean like dead wood, more generally than not than just log. But other things like, you know, belly, tooth, claw, those might actually have other class suffixes. That are relevant. Let me make sure everything is the same font size. I want this to be font size 10 to make it like small enough. This is, I think these are, this is good for a like yeah. So a larger tool. Actually, let's not just say hammer, because hammer can also be a weapon. But a tool hammer and a war hammer are very different things too. This one can stay the same. These two, I think, will just be, oh, let's just say dead, unliving, you know, inanimate. These have stayed the same. And interestingly, I have not actually had anybody lose one of these. I may come back and have some dialect gain one. But I think that's something to think about in the future that I'm not necessarily going to tackle right now. Um, Let me jump back to page view and see once we have the PDF is if this is going to what? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Go to classifiers. Okay. I'm going to have to find a better way to present this. But that is it. Now, a secondary thing that we're going to have to tackle. Hi Cam, how you doing? Um a second thing that I'm going to tackle here is possessive classifiers. What? Wow, 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 wow. All of these are heading 1? That's great. So, let me need to go to home, and this is just normal text. Classifiers also become honorifics. And the way that this happened is originally you would have something like it, let's just say, okay, so you had a construction that was like my lord, right? Which in middle fey you would have to have the what is even the pronoun? You need the oblique pronoun t, right? We need to do what the modern pronouns are too. That's going to be coming later, right? Have to have t, and then a classifier, and then the word for Lord, right? I won't go and try to coin it right now. Eventually, that gets shortened to just the classifier and the word for Lord. Now, exactly what? Well, that's fine. So, exactly what happens for each of these is going to depend on a lot of different factors. Oh, actually, let's have this lose and actually this disappeared in Dawn. So there we go. We have one getting lost. It's going to depend on the particular fairy court, right? And what they value, which is something as we get into the coinization stage, we are going to like work that out because I want I want to have a thematic thing of like what each court is associated with, not just like not just like oh they culturally value. No, these are this is magical. This is like there's lots of like symbology that we can work in, right? Um and sorry. This the formatting of this table is bothering me. I am going to have to if I ever whenever I get to like making the formal documentation, I'm going to have to do that. So, like what classifier gets used here is going to be different. Now, there's going to be some weird things. Like this one, you would think, "Oh, you would use that." However, these are not things that you are this would not be an honorific for someone above you. This would be this is going to be assuming that someone these are things that you own. So this is for someone this will be for someone below you, right? So ether and that's going to be pretty universal, right? Because this is stuff that you own. This is not maybe, or maybe it's not even used. We'll have to think actually carefully about this. Um, Possibly these would be for people who are below you, above you, and then also depending on whether you consider this to be the large predators or the or to be for weapons, they might be above or below. One thing I have thought of is that night would have different like priorities than others, and maybe it would use this for a much higher rank than others would. I'm trying to think about what would actually be the higher thing. And I think actually we need to make new classifiers because none of these, especially given that it's a possessive, none of these really have a high rank. Like the belly one would probably be more of a what do you call it? Um it would signal emotional closeness. I'm thinking of like what do you call kun in Japanese? Kun it's like it's not an honorific. It's although it is used in the same way as like san is, right? Uh Wikipedia. Kun. What? That's not right. That's not the coon I'm looking for. We have yeah. So I guess they do call it an honorific, but it's a term of endearment, right? So that's something we will have to be thinking about. Okay. And so, yeah, I think we'll some of these will be from classifiers directly, and then we'll innovate some that are clearly just honorifics and followed the same pattern of not having the class affix on it. Um, we can also use class affixes with like names in order to um, do some distinctions. Uh, oh, P is Chishe. Chishe. Shish. Yeah, so hmm. I think that's something we can table for now. We will get back to it. Let's go ahead. We have a little bit of time. I want to go ahead and get the pronouns done. So that Okay, so okay, so we're gonna have to be a little careful with this. So let's where did that come from? Oh, I'll have to figure that out. And then before I do this, I need to, I understand this correctly. I kept a hookah. Yeah. So I actually deleted all of these. Any of the leading schwas. I deleted leading schwas. And then I had a few, like this, right? I deleted that. I that changed that way. Kapoo. That doesn't make sense. Kapupug. Okay, this I actually deleted. Kapug. I had quite a few like Kapoo. Yeah, I changed this to E. Okay, and that should be right. And I'm just going to for now, I'm just going to just straight up do all of these. Okay. No problems. Oh, actually, I need to make sure that I'm getting the right thing. How did that happen? And then we'll quickly take a look. I don't think we're gonna get any mergers or anything. We're just gonna have like different forms. Um, and the other thing that we need to put in are we need to make sure that we get these few these two. Oh. Which I believe I can just get done. I need a there we go. Actually, should be then let's get that in there. Okay. For now, since we're running low on time, I'm just gonna get here and let's be adding what. Okay. This will be cleaned up later, but for now, I need to save this. I need to export. And this is hey, why you want me to sign in? Why do you want me to sign in? And then okay, let me publish it. Okay, so it exists. Okay, so um
Why do you have to have this huge quota?
better internet. I'll be taking it down shortly. Okay. Now, and publish. And so, there you go. You will have for patrons, you will have the notes up. I have those up right now. And I am going to go ahead and I don't know about a poll. I don't know what I would do for a poll for this week, but I have just I'm a little bit like tired of doing Sylvan for right now. Just to keep you in mind, to note something here. Is that if we look at my playlists here, so Draconic playlist has a total of 43 videos, and that includes, so there's like 39 episodes of the Tongues and Runes, plus like specials, plus the D&D one shot, right? We are at this is like the 41st stream for Sylvan. So I'm going to take a break next week. Next week, what I want to do is go back to Draconic for one stream. And all I'm going to do is come up with the names for the schools of magic in D&D. So it's going to be an interesting
Dad, what's
situation.
one of these series?
I'm streaming. What? I don't know. Look around. That is going to be interesting because, like, my own idea my own idea for the way that works is dragons don't really care about the schools of magic, that they're like an invention of wizards. So it'll be a situation of maybe some things are slightly misinterpreted by humanoid wizards on their way to getting the terms for the school. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm going to have to like brush up on like derivational methods, maybe coin new derivational methods depending on what I need to do. But that may be a fun thing. And I will set up that stream, and that will be, so next week we will have a special returning to Ndakaga, or my version of Draconic, to get the schools of magic down. Something I feel like you kind of may want to have, like if you have a wizard in your game who is going to use those terms instead of using the English terms, abjuration, conjuration, divination, all of that. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Have a great day and happy conlanging.